I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. A kind welcome to Learning for Life in UK test part 469, I think, while doing triangular fibrocartilage complex training. And if you participate in the triangular fibrocartilage complex training, that's it on this. If you don't know where the triangular fibrocartilage complex is, that is here. So it's a specific type of risk training. Okay, we already had all the book, and we are right now going through the book and looking always at a little subject, a little topic, and try to be able to present it all down in a little presentation in one day. Now, and what do we have here? We have here now the enlightenment. And I think that's going to be a good presentation. If I'm able, in 3-4 minutes, to say it all in one go. I think we're starting completely the other way around as we did. We're going to start with that the enlightenment was the time when the principles were established, that everyone has, that the state should not dictate to the people, that everyone has their own political and religious belief. And I still am convinced that it is about that everyone is intelligent and that people are talented with reason, basically. And I think that is way more clear and way more important than what is it. Yeah, this is not about political opinion or religious belief. It is religious freedom and democracy, and not dictate to them. That means freedom. But the enlightenment is about people are intelligent and can think for themselves. They don't need someone to say them what they have to think. They can think for themselves. They are intelligent. So I have a little problem saying that here in that manner. And I don't really want to add that part which I just added. So are we skipping the enlightenment? We're not talking about it at all. Should not dictate to them, that they are able to form their own political, their own opinions. Can we add opinions? It's pretty clear. It's about own political beliefs. That means opinions. Can create their own political beliefs and their own religious beliefs. That the state should not dictate to them. And there were then, for example, Adam Smith during this time. During this time, for example, Adam Smith had ideas how to improve the economic systems. And David Hume had some influential philosophical ideas about human nature. And many scientific discoveries were made. For example, James Watt's work on steam power was important then for the Industrial Revolution. Enlightenment, the most important principles, that the state shouldn't means freedom, but enlightenment means the state don't need to. That's very important. I don't really want to say it all. At the end, it's not completely all true. For this part, the enlightenment happened all through Europe. But the enlightenment is not that the state not should, but that the state don't need to. That people themselves can lead themselves. That they themselves can think. I'm just going to start with the second camera, and then I'm going to try to say what we learned here about the enlightenment. And then we're going to start with the triangular fibrocartilage complex training. It misses the whole point. It's a little problem. It's very explained, but now it misses the whole point of the enlightenment. Who was it? Adam Smith? Robert Adams? Adam Smith was any time with Robert Adams here? No, just an Adam Smith, David Hume, and James Watt. Adam Smith, David Hume, James Watts. In the 1700s, there was the Enlightenment. And for example, people like Adam Smith had ideas to the economy, how to improve the economic structures. Or David Hume, he had some influential philosophical ideas to the human nature. Or James Watts, he worked on steam power, which was then important for the Industrial Revolution. The basic principles basically of the Enlightenment are the ideas that the state should not dictate to the population, that the population can have and is able to have their own political beliefs and their own religious beliefs. So the Enlightenment in 1700, that the people can think for themselves and that the state should not dictate to them what we should think. And that is more or less according to the Life in the UK Test Handbook, page 55. It was a bit messy. I slipped in a sense I didn't want to say that in the fourth last sentence or so. I don't think I added anything grave which is not written here. At one point I went a bit far off from what is written here. And no one will understand what I mean with more or less according to it. I don't know, I could do it again, but it misses the whole point of the Enlightenment. I can't even say that it is about the Enlightenment if it's not what's here. So what I mean is, I can't say this is the Enlightenment if what I gonna tell them is not the Enlightenment. So I don't know how we should proceed. I think we're going to take it as it is. I said it as it is actually, but I'm not against it. I'm not adverse to anything said here. And I didn't add anything substantial here. So with that, we're going to end that learning part and we're going on with the triangle fiber complex triangle. I'm going to stop the second camera. And we're starting with the triangle fiber cartilage complex training. If you participate in it, that's the German. So, the flat gate, first exercise. Hands on the fists next to us, and we bring them down. We're holding it for 1 to 2 seconds, and up, and we're holding that for 1 to 2 seconds. And now we're interchanging. Down. And the last hand down. And the Enlightenment is fundamentally important for the transition from the medieval times to the modern. And they just spent a little bit on it. It's fundamental, it's unbelievably important. What we explain, that is just liberty, just freedom. The Enlightenment is more. That is, I don't know exactly what is the base for this, but the Enlightenment is very fundamental and important for all the things, and set with fundamental principles and values and all these things. But it's not just a little bit, that is a fundamental thing, basically from the medieval times to the modern times. Next exercise, the counterfeit money check. Arms next to us, hands from the fists, and we're bringing them down and holding it, and up and holding it. So we have 3 rules. The first rule is that we are stopping immediately as soon as there's pain. The second rule is that we're going only as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort, so don't force to come in one direction, especially with the following exercise. And the third rule is that you don't overdo it. We just want to strengthen the triangular fiber cartilage complex, not to exhaust it. Last time down. And up. And now a tennis racket is pretty light. And so if you use a dumbbell, you can use a light one, but this is a long lever, so. The first exercise. manicomicals. Hold on to the lower arm, have the elbow in, and bring it down to one side, and over to the other side. And the last side one. Back. And now with the other hand, take again, hold to the lower arm, and bring it to the other side, and to the other side. And the last time. And the next exercise. Arm long out. Take hold onto the upper arm and bring your hand to the outside. And again, just in. And again, up. Now the other arm. And the last time. And the next exercise. Again, short arm. And over to the side. Last time. And on the other side. Last one. Next exercise. The roof of the hand is up. We're bringing it up with the neutral position of the wrist. Bringing it over. Back over. Down. Now the other way around. Coming up. Over. Back. Down. And with the other hand. On the top. Up. Over. Back. And down. Change. Over. Back. And next exercise. Take a towel or a sock or something and press with good force onto it. And now bring the wrist up and down. Again up and down. Okay, up the last time. Down. And the other hand, press with good force and bring it down. Again up. Get it down. Up. Last time down. So just take it and press F code force onto it. On the other side, take it and press F code force onto it. I thank you very much, and until next time.